Hey there guys, it's Rick Utzer here with AirgunWeb, your home for old school airgun reviews and where we tell you the facts, not fluff. Today we're going to dive into part 2 on the Diana Chaser rifle kit. Now, if you haven't seen my first video, definitely go take a look, because in that video I talk about how to take it apart, put it back together, how to reconfigure it, all that kind of fun stuff. Today we're going to get the numbers, chrony numbers, shot count, DB numbers, and of course we're going to talk about accuracy. So let's get into it. So before we get started, definitely want to say thank you to Pyramid Air. Guys, if you're looking for an air gun, accessory, scope, compressor, all of the stuff that goes with the sport of airgunning, definitely check them out, www.pyramidair.com. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is we got to get some CO2 into this bad boy. They've done a pretty good job with this here. So, a lot of manufacturers may have a key or something you got to work to make it happen. They've made it really easy for you. There's actually a little tool right in the cap that's going to help you puncture the CO2. Now, I use a little silicone on the top of the CO2. You can use Pelgan oil, but I would always use something, either Pelgan oil or silicone. Don't use other lubricants. Definitely stick to those because they're designed for this. Take that little tool out. We'll screw it down as best we can, and then we use this like a little pry bar. Give us that little bit extra to make sure we're good and tight. So let's, first things first, let's do some chrony numbers. What do you think? Okay, here we go. All right, so it is about 80 degrees today. Well, make that, I'm mid-70s, which is really good. It's kind of ideal for shooting our CO2 guns. Let's see here, drop this in. Now, one of the things I mentioned in the other video is that you can get a magazine for this, which would be, I think, preferable, makes life a little easier. But if you're doing for pure accuracy, maybe you want just a single shot tray.
522.
Okay. And we are about, 5 feet from the chrony.
518. 518. 516. 517.
Okay, so that's very, very consistent. Now I'll tell you shot count, because I have already done a bunch of work with this. With regards to shot count, you're going to get about 25 shots that are like full power. From like 25 to 40, you start seeing things drop off, and at 40, I would go ahead and swap the CO2. You could probably get a few more shots out of it, but around 40, I'd definitely be looking to swap the CO2 out. But the first 25 shots are going to be very, very consistent like we're seeing here. I'm going to go ahead and put the rifle barrel on it. We'll go ahead and get those chrony numbers right now. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we know that we were at 517-ish, 518, pretty good, if say, definitely 5 in the high teens with the pistol. Let's see what the rifle does.
$651.
Yeah, that's very good.
644. 649. 650. 652. 648.
Okay, so not quite as consistent as the pistol, but still not bad. I mean, we're looking at 650, 649-ish, let's just say. And so let's talk about power. So the power difference is the pistol's doing about 4.8 foot-pounds, where the rifle is doing 7.5 foot-pounds. So 7.5 foot-pounds, that's right on the edge of like not a bad backyard squirrel gun or taking pests off the bird feeder kind of a thing, if that's what you need to do. We'll see if it's accurate enough for that. So let's go ahead and let's shoot some targets. What do you guys think? I need to sight this in because last time I was shooting this, I was shooting it with a rifle. So I'll take a couple practice shots, and then what I'm going to shoot for the pistol, I'm going to shoot the hollow point Premiers, the 7.3s, and then the Simply, which is just a wad cutter. We're right at about 10 yards, maybe a little bit, maybe 10 meters, 11 yards, but we're, you know, a pretty good basement distance for testing. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, I think that's good. So I'm going to move over to the next target, and then after this, we'll go ahead and swap out the CO2 and do our rest of our tests here. All right. Okay, now I know I had one that got away from me and I knew I pulled it, but I'm gonna go check that group out. And I think we probably, let's see, we've definitely done 20 shots. We're gonna swap the CO2. We'll swap the CO2 and then we'll shoot the Crosman Premiers and the JSB, these are the RSs, these are the super light dome pellets. We'll shoot these and see how they do. I'll be right back. Okay, bottom left target. Okay. I don't know where I'm hitting. I'm gonna go check it. I'll be right back. Yeah, let's go ahead and take another shot here. Okay, let's go take a look. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That is awesome. Okay, let's try the Premiers now. I wanted to throw something in that was a little bit different because, well, different for me anyway, because I know a lot of you guys, you know, get what you can get, and you may still see these on store shelves, so to speak. So let's see how they would do in this. Still gonna just maintain the same thing, we just shoot groups, not gonna adjust the scope. Let's see how it does. The wind's really picking up. Okay, let's see how that did. Okay, so impressive. Certainly those, I knew they were going to shoot well. I just had this feeling. The RS JSBs, domes did really well. That's less than a dime. I mean, way less than a dime at 10 yards. That is pretty awesome. Had I not pulled that one shot, the Simplies would have done similarly well. The Premiers kind of randomly, if and then, but I would definitely look at those. If you're just doing pure precision, those JSBs really did a great job. All right, so let's go ahead and swap over to the rifle. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and shoot our group with the Simplies. I don't think the rifle barrel likes the Simplies as much as the pistol barrel. But we've got some other pellets here we're gonna give a shot. All right, top right target. Target moved on that one. Give one more for a gray shot here. Okay, let's see how that did. All right, it's not bad. I think the wind is giving us a bit of a fit, but let's go ahead and move to the Crosman Premiers now. I'm gonna shoot those, the bottom right target, I'll shoot the Premiers. Here we go. Okay, let's see how they did. Okay, so the Premiers didn't do great. Let's see how these 7.3s do. And again, you guys can probably hear the wind. It's got a good constant breeze going. Had to wedge some stuff in the target to try and get it to hold still. So we're fighting the elements today. Okay, let's see how that did. Okay, so as with the pistol, essentially no contest. This shot here was one of my first, that was the first shot I took just sighting in, so that one doesn't count. But that's, 5 shots. That's pretty doggone good. Okay, so it's definitely, it has a favorite pellet. It likes these 7.3 grain JSBs. It's really windy, but I do want to actually try a 20-yard test. So I'm going to print out a couple other targets, going to reset a few things, and we're going to give it a shot and see how we do. Be right back. Okay, we're set up at 20 yards, and this is certainly where a traditional optic would be better than a red dot, but we're going to stick with the red dot. And so that I can see what the heck I'm doing, I have my Hawk binocs here. Okay. Right, there's no sense, I don't think, in trying to shoot anything but the 7.3 domed. So we're going to do that first here. Boy, that's a tiny little target. Okay, if I can see where that hit. Oh, yep, it's right in the bull. So I don't think I need to resight. We're just going to take some more shots here. A little high, but it's right there. Okay, let's see how that did. That is not bad at all. I mean, that is really not bad. 20 yards in the wind with a red dot, and it's probably about an inch or so. I mean, that is really, really good. I think if we had a different optic and no wind, we would see better results. I do want to try one other pellet before we quit. And actually, I want to try the JSB Knockout Slugs just for giggles. They may be terrible, they may surprise us, but I think they're worth trying. Let me go fix the target. I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and grab the knockouts. Let's see how they do. See where I'm hitting. Low right. Okay, I'm just going to aim and let them group where they group because we're running out of weather here. Okay, go grab those targets. We're going to wrap this up. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. The slugs, not great. It was worth a shot. But the real winner today, besides the rifle, the Diana Chaser kit here, the 7.3 grain JSBs, that's 20 yards in the wind with a red dot scope with me behind the trigger. So let's put a better scope on there, a more appropriate scope for 20 yards and better conditions. And I think we could definitely see, gosh, some of these low shots might have landed more in the center. That would have been pretty awesome. In all, what we have here is just a wonderful backyard basement plinking airgun. It's very affordable to shoot. CO2 cartridges are fairly affordable. They're easy to get. You get a lot of shots per charge, you get about 40 shots per cartridge. You're looking at about 4.5 to 7.5 foot-pounds, depending on what configuration you're running. It's a ton of fun to shoot. Are there a few things that I wish were a little bit different? Gosh, for the price point, probably like a couple tiny things. One, I really wish they included a magazine. I think that's kind of a no-brainer. It can have a mag. Why don't you put a couple in the case? Do that. The other thing I noticed on mine, and I'm sure this is probably an anomaly, but if I wanted to run this with open sights, this is slightly canted, and I don't know of a way to fix that. So I mean, it's not. I don't think it would totally impact my ability to be on target with the open sights, but it is slightly just slightly off center, which you may find just unacceptable. Again, for the price point, I'm running a scope. Everything else about this little rig is quite fun, and I've enjoyed shooting it and reviewing it. I've shot this before. It was great to come back to it again. Guys, that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's kind of long. We have the 2 parts, but it's a lot of airgun for 130 bucks, really. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So that's going to wrap it up. If you like these videos, please like, subscribe, and if you have suggestions or other things you want to see, let me know, and I'll try and do the best I can to work them in. My name is Rick Utzer here with AirgunWeb, your home for old school airgun reviews and where we tell you the facts, not fluff. Thanks for watching.